What are we? 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are the children of the rainbow flag. We are cool, choose a red and proud. No one's gonna stop us. We are here to stay. We are the cool, choose of the rainbow flag. Hi everybody, welcome to the Victor Mukasa Show here on Facebook. As we wait for others, we'll play this song, the Kuchu Anthem, by Brian Nkoyoyo, Brian's, and it is a dedication to everybody at Block 13 in Kakuma Camp. Love you all. LGBTI. We are freedom fighters, fighting for the rise of the children of the rainbow flag.
What are we fighting for?
Fighting for our rights.
What are we fighting for?
Fighting for our rights.
Yeah, tell me what we're fighting for.
Fighting for our rights. Fighting for our rights to be LGBTI. We are here to stay. Oh, LGBTI. We are here to stay. Oh, LGBTI. We are here to stay. Oh, never going anywhere.
The children of the rainbow flag.
We are proud to be.
Yes, the children of the rainbow flag.
We are proud to be.
Yeah, children of the rainbow flag.
We are proud to be the children of the rainbow flag. LGBTI, LGBTI, LGBTI. We are the children of the rainbow flag. We are Kuchus, wherever we are. No matter who you are. We are the children of the rainbow flag. We are moving. Moving on and on, never going back. Oh, we keep on fighting, 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 fighting. We keep on fighting, fighting, fighting on and on, never gonna stop. All right, welcome back from that intro of a song that is called LGBTI, the Kuchu Anthem song from Uganda, composed and performed by Brian's Nkoyoyo, an activist and also an artist, does their music, their activism through music. Brian, I salute you. As usual, this is an update show. Yeah, Trinidad Jerry, that dance was for you guys on Block 13, Kakuma Camp. I love you, and a lot of people love you. Now, for those who have just joined us today, this is a campaign season for Block 13 in Kakuma Camp, where we have over 130 LGBTQ plus
refugees who have been under constant attack for the last few months, with one of the most brutal attacks coming their way on June 19 of 2020, just a few weeks ago. And this attack, they report, was from fellow refugees, in particular Sudanese nationals, who left them with broken limbs, cut bodies, sliced bodies with machetes and knives, broken skulls, damaged eyes, left their bodies breaking. And so we've been having this campaign for their immediate rescue from a camp where they're under attack, from a camp where they're not safe, from a camp where they are beaten physically and emotionally. Because even when you hear that there was no machete involved on a daily basis, there is emotional abuse from the very refugees that they're with in the camp, from the police in Kakuma, yes, from service providers in Kakuma, from the natives of Turkana land in that area, and sometimes from supporters in courts. And we've been calling upon the UNHCR to evacuate them immediately from that dangerous place. Since June 19, we have had other attacks happening. And like we have been updating you, there has not been known intervention from the UNHCR except a statement yesterday that was actually blaming the victims, who are the guys at Block 13. The UNHCR has not been at the camp to check on them or to investigate what is happening. The victims have not been visited, but the perpetrators have been asked what they think of the victims. Because that's what we have in this statement. Basically, that's what it's saying. The victims are being painted as liars by the UNHCR. I'm not seeking favors here or likes. I'm only speaking the truth, which is very tough and which hurts sometimes, but also I'm always willing to stand for that truth. We've also been making a call out to LGBTQ human rights defenders and organizations in Africa and across the world. We have had more response, unfortunately, but fortunately, you can see it either way, from Western activists more than African LGBTQ family members. A few of you have come out for us, and we thank you. And others are joining the struggle. And we can see that a lot are joining with various motives. But our focus right now, is the liberation, temporary liberation of LGBTQ refugees on Block 13 in Kakuma Camp. So no matter what you want to do with this struggle, please make sure you're focusing on the liberation, the safety and protection, the evacuation of LGBTQ folks. Plus, on Block 13 in Kakuma Camp. No matter what fights are happening on the internet, the focus is LGBTQ folks on Block 13 in Kakuma Camp. And that means we will not sit and respect and listen to statements that make them the bad guy, when actually they are the ones with broken legs, broken hands, broken arms, stabbed stomachs. They are the ones undergoing operation in hospital. They are the ones with cracked skulls. They are the ones going crazy mentally. They are the ones traumatized. The children on Block 13, Kakuma Camp, are the ones who have watched their parents being sliced. They are the victims. If you know that you're somewhere comfortable, sleeping in your house, and they're busy judging people who have bled, literally bled. We request you to remain silent until they're in safety. Then you can come with all your issues. But if you're coming out now, we are requesting that you tell the truths about these people. Because those who are saying that these people are lying are not willing to come out and testify about their lies. The refugees on Block 13, on the other hand, are willing to speak out and be held accountable for their words. Who should we believe? I believe the refugees on Block 13 in Kakuma Camp. I have some friends who believe what they're saying. I believe they have bled. I believe they have been sliced. I believe they have been hit and beaten badly. I believe they have been raped. I believe that batons by the police have been pushed in their asses. I believe them. I believe that they are facing homophobia just like I have faced homophobia in my own country, Uganda. Just like many of you are facing homophobia in your countries where you even have parents and friends and neighbors who know you. I believe that these refugees in Kakuma Camp, where there is a mingling of nationalities from homophobic African countries, I believe they have faced homophobia and transphobia. I believe they have been raped. There is proof that they have been raped from doctors. There is proof that their skulls are cracked from doctors and x-rays. I have proof that the children of these people on Block 13 have been stopped from playing with children of other refugees simply because they are children of LGBT people. I believe that it is not okay. And if I was in Kakuma Camp, I would not be told to behave like a girl just because I have a vagina in order for me to have resettlement. Because transgender is who I am. Transgender is who some of them are. You cannot force a man, a cisgendered man, to act like a woman in Kakuma Camp. In the same way, you cannot force a trans woman to act like a cisgender man in Kakuma Camp. So I believe them. And I'm calling upon many of you. I never lie. I ask you to believe them and stand for them. Believe them and stand for them. And do not be embarrassed to stand for them. Do not be ashamed to stand for them. I do not care if some of us are remaining alone or just a handful. And I thank all those who have stood openly to say, I support and believe LGBT refugees on Block 13 in Kakuma Camp. I'm looking for people who will stand up and say that what the UNHCR tried to show 2 days ago, that the victims are actually the bad ones, is not okay. I am one of the people who will stand and say that the fact that the UNHCR has not been at Block 13 since June 19 is not okay. I will stand for that. It is not okay. And I stand to condemn all those that are using their power and privilege to inform, to misinform the UNHCR about Block 13, that they are not suffering, that they are causing this suffering. I condemn those people. I condemn all those people who are insinuating that they have cut themselves, they have stabbed themselves. That means they have raped themselves. I condemn you. But I call upon you all to stand up for these numerically and morally minority human beings. This life today is to still call for outrage. We need them out of Block 13. We understand that somebody is busy spreading rumors that we are saying they should be flown out of Kenya tomorrow, like on Monday, like on Friday. We are not fools. A lot of airports are not yet open. But roads from the camp to take people to safety are open. I thank you, all of you who have written to the UNHCR, who have written to embassies. I thank you, the members of press that are contacting us for this information. We thank you so much for believing these few people. I thank all the first responders, all the doctors and therapists and counselors that have showed up and said we will help and are giving counseling to our friends in Kakuma Camp. I thank all of you. I thank all of you who have spared $1 or $2 to put your funds, your pocket change, on the GoFundMe page for LGBT refugees in Kakuma strictly. I thank you for your support. I call upon you all to support in whichever way you can, through advocacy, through the media, through financing, by contributing to the GoFundMe page on my Facebook page and on other refugees pages, and also to offer free counseling to our brothers and sisters and children and others on Block 13 in Kakuma Camp. Now, I have Block 13. We can have a brief one because today's live is going to be a little bit brief. I need to have some time with my babies who have been also fundraising for Kakuma. Yes, Gilbert.
Hello, Victor.
I salute you all in Kakuma Camp. Block 13.
We salute you as well, comrade.
Yeah, we love you, Victor.
We love you.
I love you and I believe you, and I have a platform for you here. If you have something to say today, I'm here for a short time, but the platform is yours.
Thank you, Victor.
Yes.
Today we speak from our bedroom.
Your bedroom.
As you can see, this is our bedroom. It's an open place. This is where we speak from.
Can you show us, guys, where your bedroom is?
Oh yeah, we are inviting UNHCR as well to see our bedroom. You have got a glimpse of where we stay.
Yes.
So this is our bedroom. This is our bedroom, and this is where everything happens for us. This is the only place where UNHCR could afford to put us. Now, having said all that we said yesterday, we want to put for people in perspective what we think of UNHCR, and probably what somebody else out there should consider thinking of UNHCR. Now, Victor, everybody knows, including UNHCR, that Kakuma is homophobic. It's very unkind.
Yes.
That belongs to LGBTQ. But I don't think it compares to somebody who has that knowledge that Kakuma is dangerous and is willing to risk innocent lives. Danger. I think that person is worse than the homophobes of Kakuma. I think a person who is comfortable with taking such a decision is 10 times worse than the homophobes of Kakuma that have shared. It's very, very disappointing that an institution of that stature can put out a statement to blame group which comprises mostly of women and children. It doesn't make any sense. Because are these the women that attack the so-called well-integrated group somewhere? Maybe our children with broken arms are the ones that attack the community. Kakuma is a monster. But the person who can send a young child as this to a monster is worse than a monster. You see the kid?
Yes.
A person who sends such a kid to homophobes, you sleep outside. When these guys attack, they don't have time to say, this is an adult, let's slash him. This is a woman, let's keep him. They just beat whoever crosses their path.
Okay. I think we have lost Kakuma. But we will be bringing. Oh, I saw that you had come back. I'm sorry, Gail, but I saw that you had come back. If you can send that message, that request again, Benon, Bashir, anybody with a phone there, please send your request, and we finish this. We have Purity Page from Nairobi also coming on. If there are other people who might want to share today, we'll be happy to have you. Kakuma, Gilbert, I'll be bringing you back, but Purity will share with us. Briefly, Purity Page, I just added you. Hey, my sister, you look
Hi.
lovely.
Thank you.
Very lovely.
Thank you. I mean, like yesterday was my birthday, so this is my favorite dress, so I had to wear it. So happy birthday to me.
Well, you have a case to answer for that particular information, but birthday to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would love to give my submission.
Yes, please.
Because the internet in Kakuma is really very bad.
Yeah,
so
it is. We'll bring them back.
Yeah. So I would love to tell the world that purity is in Nairobi. I am advocating for my friends in Kakuma Camp, but I'm in Nairobi. And whoever feels like it's wrong or these people in Kakuma Camp are fabricating so much, I first of all want them to go there and give us a report. You know, a report is a report. So long as I always treasure reports that have images and videos for somebody to rectify, somebody who can't go there. Now, what hurts me is that there are so many people now involved in this because they don't want people to get out of Kakuma Camp. They just want to write reports and blackmail. And by the way, when they are blackmailing, they use their friends and whatever fake accounts and all that. But then I would love to ask them, why are they coming up right now? We've been talking about the fact that there are some entities that only benefit or feed on refugees. So if we've been speaking so loudly, why are they coming up right now? If we've been speaking so loudly about people in Kakuma, why is that is one, and that is a hindrance. But me, I would love to tell all those, I don't hate you. Actually, I love you so much. I can always conversate with you because you are human beings and I'm an activist. So I can't do so much to hate you. I don't have a reason to hate you. I rather tell you the truth so that tomorrow we are on the same page. But please do not use us to your advantage. Where exactly have you been? There was a same propaganda when we were evacuating LGBTQ refugees from Kakuma Camp in 2018/2019. And you know what delayed it? It was the opportunists, because they only fit on refugees suffering. If somebody loses their brain or their blood and all that is what exactly puts food on their table, because somebody else is going to be very emotional about it and give them money to run their organization. So they have all the rights to say whatever they say. But then again, I would love to tell them that I am not going to be attacking us. I am not going to be hating on you. We moved on from that kind of activism. We now think about our friends. For me, as Purity, I am not an activist on behalf of Kakuma people because of nothing else. It's because of my friends, my family. That's my family. So you attack my family, you are attacking me. And by the way, my voice will not be silenced. I have lost everything. There is nothing new to me. You know, I have lost so many jobs. I have lost so many friends. I left Uganda and everybody was talking, they still gossip about it. But you know why? Because purity mattered. Purity mattered. And they knew Kenya.
Just and if you're trying to call me, really, is this the right time for that call? Please don't call me. Please don't call me.
Yeah, so sorry, my network is very bad.
It's understandable.
I would love to ask everybody out there where you have been, and do not divert us. Please save lives, save lives, save lives in Kakuma Camp. Don't be diversional. For once, save lives. Don't think about your ego, whichever organization you work with that you want to protect, whichever entity, and you feel like ABCD, save lives, you know. And then when you say, you know, there are some organizations, I actually sometimes ask myself why, but at least when they talk to me, I'll understand why. You know, they keep making GoFundMe pages, I see them. And they are trying to say that there is a situation in the Kakuma camp, so they need donations because I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, we've done that, and we are protecting people in Kakuma camp. So since LGBTQ and all refugees are under UNHCR, and you feel like they are fine there, why are you opening up all those? Why are you calling people to donate?
Repeat. If you're saying to the UNHCR that LGBTQ people are okay in Kakuma, why are you calling people to donate?
Exactly. So since you say that they are fine, they stab themselves with knives and break their body parts, then why exactly are you calling on people to donate to their cause? you know, if you buy me a plate and then you just bought a plate for me and you haven't bought food, then why are you asking for more money maybe to take care of my basic needs if you know that I'm actually safe? So why exactly are you even there? Why are you an activist, or why are you an entity, an organization trying to tell people that, okay, there is a dire situation in Kakuma Camp, donate. Donate to what? Because if we see what exactly sometimes you say, which is okay because this is your organization, I don't want you, I don't work with you, and I don't hate you. Why again are you calling upon people to donate when you know that Kakuma Camp is actually very safe? For us, it's a safe haven, and it's the only place LGBTQ refugees can go to.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get angry, but
Anger is okay.
so where yeah,
These
so
questions evoke anger, and it's okay.
yeah, so I would love to ask them, that means that if you say that Kakuma Camp is the only place LGBTQ persons can actually be safe, then that means UNHCR is doing their job. That means UNHCR is actually taking care of everything. So why are you literally asking for donations? We see your videos, we see your GoFundMe pages, we see your fundraisers, we see so many of them. So if you feel LGBTQ refugees in Kakuma are actually safe, then exactly where does that money you ask for in form of fundraisers go to? Because you are trying to say that UNHCR is doing the best job.
I am sure that they are listening, the people that you're talking about. It is true, friends out there, that we are seeing a lot of fundraisers. But at the moment, we are struggling to raise money online for Kakuma. At the moment, we do not know which of those fundraisers are sending money to Kakuma, Block 13. At the moment, if under people in Kakuma, you might want to correct us. We know about one GoFundMe page that I run that is sending money every other day to Kakuma for their food, for their medication, and basic needs if people kindly donate more.
True.
And we still request for people to keep giving to that GoFundMe page, which the refugees themselves have requested that we set up. What Purity is saying is that why use Kakuma to raise funds when at the same time you're going to tell the UNHCR or other entities that Kakuma is okay?
Yeah. And what hurts me, most of the donors, when they go to, when they log into their Google, because Google is my friend, I don't know what else somebody else uses, they see that there are entities trying to help LGBT refugees in Kakuma. Fundraisers are there. I see videos of somebody saying, I just did this, I just sent sanitizers. By the way, let me even talk about that. I watched it. I can't remember the organization or whatever it is. And I don't hate them. I don't want to be a hater. Saying that, we've sent sanitizers to Kakuma Camp so people can prevent themselves from COVID-19. But then at the end of the day, you joined a campaign of saying that people in Kakuma are actually safe. And they are actually fine. That's the only place in Africa where LGBT refugees are fine. So why are you still fundraising for more and you're calling for more? And how come, I do not like diversional politics when it comes to rescue. I put down my pride and raise the people that I'm advocating for.
Right. So how are you raising those people now? What is your call? What is your message? so that we focus on them and their need.
My call to people is that, one, donate. And if you need receipts and accountability timely to your donations, we are ready for that because we made it public about advocating for my family in Kakuma. So if you need any kind of accountability, we are ready. We have to give it to you, you deserve it. But please understand that every other voices you hear, and so many, so much, sometimes is working just on their own behalf. Because if people stay in Kakuma, then that's how they are going to earn. Their organization will get more donations. Some donations will be going to their salaries. Some donations will be going to their per diems.
So we need those donations to come on through the GoFundMe page, and then that is for upkeep as we wait for action. But what action are we waiting for? What are we looking for ultimately for the people in Kakuma Camp?
Yeah, thank you very much. So I want to tell everybody out there that, you know, the donation you send is just upkeep for now. But we need solutions, tangible solutions for these people in Kakuma Camp. And just understand that there are some, you know, selfish people. It is okay who are trying so hard to frustrate all this project through so much blackmail, bribing. A lot of blackmail happens. And by the way, if anybody here that actually Purity died today, just know that somebody attacked me because I say the truth. Because for me, I lost so much. I have already lost way so much that I cannot, I mean, I lost count of why I should be defending lies than defending purity. So I tell everybody out there, it's a call. Let's not be diverted, and we shouldn't be actually very violent or abuse each other or say diversional things and attack each other. No, the reason why even
sorry for interruption. As you make your last call, Benon, Bashir, Gilbert, please send in your request so that by the time Purity is done, we get you back online. Please.
Yeah, so we are not attacking nobody. We were told about dialogue. Even those organizations or personalities that say that, you know, something is fine, they don't even reach out to us. They only find us on social media because they also know that this is only our platform, our voices. And we love you, by the way, we love you.
Media has a lot of power in it, so it is okay that they find us at home on social media. But the question also is there still need for people to still, you know, reach out to the UNHCR and human rights organizations?
Yes, this has gone out of our hands somehow, and we didn't want to go overboard because we have called for dialogues. They haven't happened yet. We have called for, we have sent emails. Nobody is doing nothing. We only see statements and people attacking us. We want people to understand that it has become that huge that we need to do something drastic. I love somebody called Stella Nyanzi. Whoever is going to judge me, I don't even care. Stella Nyanzi should be actually the member of parliament for Kampala. We can literally even undress ourselves. I am not one of those girls, by the way.
Calling for action, you're still calling on people to push write to the UNHCR, call for the evacuation of LGBTQ refugees from Block 13, Kakuma Camp, out of the camp, because Kakuma Camp is not safe for LGBT refugees.
Yes.
We
Write
get
as many emails.
Mhm.
Write as many emails to UNHCR as you can. And I'm telling everybody, write as many emails as you can.
because
Call
we want it to be on record that the world made the UNHCR aware of what was happening. We want it to be on record.
We
Thank
want it to be on record that we reached out and we've tried way so much to advocate for a dialogue that we've been told that a dialogue is very good. Now, a dialogue also includes information, the flow of information. We've been sending in so many emails, so many people sending so many emails. That is something easy that should be happening, like, you know, in a minute.
Okay.
And then we would love the world to understand that we are not being violent. We only want to safeguard our rights because we are refugees. I'm a refugee. I thank God somebody donated this dress, but I'm still a refugee at the end of the day. Refugees do not have enough voices, by the way. And those who have voices usually use refugees to definitely diminish the voices of a refugee. Let's cry out to UNHCR.
They will try to silence any voice that comes up to truthfully speak on behalf of the refugees. I have seen this happening. I broke the news about attacks in Kakuma Camp in 2015 or 2016.
Yeah, I remember.
There are videos when one of our friends, who is actually here in the US, was badly attacked in the camp. In fact, once I broke that news, people got on board. Human rights organizations got on board. And they tried to sabotage that, although they came as though they have come to help, but they sabotaged it, you know. And when people do that, we get out because we think they're doing it, only to realize a year later that they actually visited and didn't go back at all. They fundraised money and didn't send it there at all. I remember that time I started a GoFundMe page where I was paying for, through the Kuchu Diaspora Alliance, for LGBT refugees in Nairobi, 45. Many of them, some of them are even here online, you know. Some of them are here watching. We used to give $45 for those small rooms, you know, a room for about 3 people, 4 people, $45 every. Again, some activists came in, sabotaged it, said they're taking over, they fundraise, and they don't even send the money to Nairobi for these refugees. So I think what Purity is saying, for now, let's focus on the refugees. Let us bring all our efforts together to the refugees. And there's somebody called Quite Uganda. I think that is actually somebody who has come from the refugee circles. I'm forgetting the real name. He says, I want to help Kakuma with $200. I want to send direct on a mobile money, which is trusted by you guys. Yes, Quite Uganda, we know you. We will send you a mobile money of one of the leaders. For everybody here on this live, you want to know that the people that are receiving funds that are helping refugees as a group, not for individuals, have been picked out. The refugees know about them. That is Bashir. You who is asking this question, you know these refugees, you know Bashir, you know Benon, you can talk to Doreen. But if you do not have their numbers, we will send them to you. And we thank you so much for offering $200. And somebody here is saying, Bashir Sechans, who is one of the leaders in Kakuma, is saying, contact Victor Mokasa. But thanks so much for the love towards our lives. Now, that's a refugee from Kakuma Camp. I hope we all have a brain to think. Thank you so much, Purity, for what you are doing. But what you are saying, we already know that these things happen. We know what people are trying to do. We know the politics in the LGBT movement in general in Africa. Every situation where people's lives should matter, we want to politicize it to our benefit. We want to fight personal battles using people's lives. We want to feed our stomachs using people's daily lived realities. We want to increase our profiles using people's daily realities. It is very evident. But you know what, everybody out there? We shall not accept for people's lives to be used for whatever benefit, whether it's a personal battle, whether it is your politics, whether it is your personal fights, whether it is your stomach, whether it is your profile or status. These are lives. We have seen people bleeding for months. And if you're coming in to help them with your letterheads, with your names, with your money, with your everything for their benefit. We want them out of the camp. They are not safe. They have been bleeding. They are battered. So stop politics. They know what
and
they
I
want.
want to tell everybody that okay, as for me, Purity, I have nothing else to lose. Whether it means somebody undressing and going naked, I'm not that kind of girl. I love being decent because I'm a decent person. But if it means putting off my dresses or doing something drastic, understand that I'm hurting for my fellow friends. Those who might not see it, and I don't care. Because for them, go away, Snowy. Because for them, it is a business. For me, it's not a business. I don't have nothing to do with Kakuma. Those who feel like we benefit out of something, or out of this whole project, and I'm telling the entire world, don't send me money meant for Kakuma. We have a fundraiser. Go there. Don't send it to Purity. It's not my money. So that you can understand that there is nothing else apart from feeling for my community. But if you think about money, only, may God judge you harshly.
I want to bring you back. Let the guys in Kakuma give us their update because it's very late there. But I hear you. It's just that this time we shall not be silenced when we are trying to help people genuinely. And all you activists, LGBT, who love to play politics and fight your personal battles using people's personal lives.
Yeah, true.
On this live, we shall not address it in depth, but we shall. This is my platform. I give it to the refugees. This is nobody's organization. This is me standing up for the truth, standing up to be counted for the sake of others. And what I'm doing is to bring you activists, you human rights organization on board, and I will leave because you're the one with the letterhead. You're the one with the voice. My work is to bring you on board, and we shall leave. But
yeah, we can actually never do a live if you do that.
Thank you so much, Purity. I'll bring up.
I love you.
Yeah, guys, do not try. Don't try your politics using the lives of people who are bleeding. You either come in to save and help to save LGBT refugees in Kakuma camp, listen to them, or just stay put. We shall try to praise you and uplift you in other ways. For now, there are people's lives that are under attack. Just stop your bullying, guys. This is a problem in Africa. The African LGBT movement just failed. We shall not accept it starting this year. I'm sorry, Gilbert. The focus is LGBT refugees in Kakuma camp.
Yes. And unfortunately, that focus has been mainly you and people who are like-minded, not UNHCR.
We will get them to mind. We will get them to mind.
If you look at the the posts they have made. You know, we talk of UNHCR not coming here from the 19th, but you see, that's when everybody expected the Matisse to show up.
Yes.
But they were not showing up even long before that. So, but when the massive attack happened on 19th, everybody thought that this humanitarian organization will surely feel for these dying refugees. They never showed up. And I don't think they have any plans of showing up. Now, that's very shocking when, as Purity put it, when your only job is to look for the well-being of the refugees. It's absolutely shocking.
Mm.
And this, what is happening here, can actually be attributed to their failings. They said we are self-identifying. They
That's
know
what
this place is not kind to LGBTQ, whether self-identifying or you've identified them as LGBTQ. It doesn't matter whether we are identifying ourselves as such or they have actually ascertained that we are such. As long as your job is protect lives, I think it's natural. There is a slogan by policemen that I took a vow to save lives. Now I wonder what kind of vow UNHCR took. When people say they didn't come on the 19th, yes, everybody expected that. And they were no show. Up to now, they are no show. Writing a statement that people should not move from the camp to Nairobi because Nairobi is locked. Taking time to read encampment policies and highlight them for dying refugees. These ones should never have been an issue. UNHCR had a mandate to protect. We went to their compound and raised our security concerns, which concerns they confirmed that they discussed with us in detail and had no problem with them. Now, after discussing our security concerns and realizing they were actually true, as per their statement, what have they done? You see, Victor, what UNHCR did was to bring us here and literally serve us out as a dish to the homophobes. So how can this not be their fault? And the nearest they come to an explanation is saying there is a small group that is on block. They don't even mention the block. It doesn't matter how small the group is. I think that's why they were not moved by the death of Ernest Mwer. Because he was one person. He's a small man. You see, he's a small man. We are a small group. So we are insignificant. Even if we die, even if we hang in front of their offices, we are a small group. Should that be the attitude of an institution whose mandate is to protect people, really? Come on, they could do better than this. The whole world trusts them to look after people who have been persecuted, who are running away for their lives, and that is your answer? This is a small group, so they can go and die. You know, we have a larger group that is okay, so it's okay. Surely, should that be a statement of UNHCR?
It's laughable.
Just because you have 12 children, it doesn't mean you want to lose one. What kind of parent would that be? It doesn't make sense whatsoever, Victor. That's why there's a lot of disappointment.
We are all disappointed, but we cannot give up on the UNHCR because they are the ones with that mandate. And we shall keep giving them that information, and people should keep writing to them. This statement had a lot of untruths. This statement
Victor, today I did not move alone.
And so people should continue because it is the UNHCR that we need at this point to intervene. And we will not give up on calling upon the UNHCR. And that is why every UNHCR about the real truths of these people, of you guys, and also for them to to listen to all sides than listen to the perpetrators and blaming the vulnerable, or the victims who are the ones
You,
leading.
you see, Victor, when they brought us here on Block 13, on the 1st of May, a protection officer from the Kakuma office escorted us and made sure the last one of us was here. She stood there and watched as we entered a place with literally no shelter, hardly any shelter. And she walked away with comfort. We
And
have
they say
gotten
this,
rid of them. She walked away with a lot of peace in her mind. We have silenced them. We have gotten rid of them. That is the solution I think they only have. Let's silence them. Let's write a statement to kill their spirits. Well, you put us here, you are responsible for us, and we shall wait for you for as long as we still have breath. We shall be here. Those of us that will die are on you. But we shall die from here where you put us on the very 1st of May.
hopefully nobody dies, and hopefully the UNHCR can come up as soon.
Frankly, Victor, I don't think it matters to them anyway.
It
It
will matter.
matters to you, but
We
it
will
doesn't
make
matter
it
to them.
Please, friends out there, do not forget to talk to the UNHCR. We need to make them aware that this should matter to them. We need to make it matter to them. Hi.
Yeah, hello, Victor.
Hey, how are you?
Not
No,
fine.
you're not okay. I can see.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm very sad.
Yeah.
Due to the statement that the UNHCR is posting. Because honestly, these people, they're saying we are like making up all this. This is not drama. This is real life stories. These things are happening here, you know? A place involving women, kids, you know, transgenders, gays, you know, but we are exposed in this place and they don't care. They don't even bother. You know what happens to us? They are saying that we are making all this. For us, we have evidences, you know, we show the world the evidence. Let them also bring their evidence that we are lying. We have evidences, you know?
Exactly.
Yes, let them show it out that we are lying, that we are making all this up. You get it? You know, they are taking our lives for granted. But these are real lives. Huh? These are people's lives. They should come up and help us because we no longer need protection because that is done. It failed. We understood it failed. What we need is evacuation. That is all.
Because even right now, they are saying that given you the police to protect you, and yet you guys are reporting that the police is not. If they are there for minutes, and just 3 of them.
Yeah. Because even right now, you know, they say that the police is around all the time, but around here they are not here right now. Even though something happens now, they are not here, and it will take like an hour if anything happens. Just tell me. These are people's lives. They are playing with our lives, you know? Yes, I left my country having problems, but now coming here, it is even worse. We are not ready to lose lives here, no. We are not ready for that.
You're slowly losing them.
True. At least for you, you can understand that, but for them, they can't.
The doctors
because
have talked
up and saying that a small group of people, really? Are we a small group of people?
That's what they said.
Looking at all the evidences that you really have, is this a small group of people?
I have read this statement many times, but like I said, before the UNHCR wrote this statement, I had already had the same rhetoric from one of the human rights organizations working with you guys. I already knew that. I already, like everything in this statement, I had already got it from elsewhere. So a lot involved. It's just a call to everybody out there to think about what people on Block 13, Kakuma Camp, must be going through.
Yeah, they should know that these things are true.
Let us all spare 5 minutes every day to put ourselves in the shoes of the people you see on the screen or the people you have seen in the pictures bleeding. Let us put ourselves in their shoes.
True.
And let us choose to play politics here or ego build, or some kind of silliness, or should we save the lives of people on Block 13?
Yeah, I know some people out there, they just know how true our stuff is. Yes, however much the UNHCR is saying what it's saying, but I know some people believe us. This is true.
We believe you, and at some day, UNHCR, we hope that it is very, very soon, like tomorrow, like on Monday. We hope that they are going to get it, because we have no choice but to share with everybody so that people can come and rescue us. When they rescue you, they have rescued.
That is what you're hoping for. That is what you're hoping for.
LGBT people elsewhere. So you should know that even if your lives are okay, you cannot claim that your lives are okay when people in Kakuma right now are going to where they're standing right now. You cannot claim. I cannot feel comfortable here when I know that if the Kakuma people had my chair, this one here, they would have the most comfortable sleep. How can we sit in our bedrooms, in our rooms, in our houses, and start bragging about how much money we have and how much we are doing this, when people are actually going to sleep where they're standing right now?
Yes, you saw the places. You saw our beds.
When you saw them at 3 a.m. in Kenya, you see them sleeping, some of them 9, and about 5 of them guarding. Then those ones get a turn to sleep, and another 5 start guarding.
No, just like right now, it may rain at night, but if you can't even imagine what it feels when it is raining back here. You can't even imagine the mess back here when it rains. I'm telling you. Yeah. There are kids, mothers,
But
everyone, no shelter, no nothing.
We want to have enough money to at least to buy some blankets, because one of the doctors reported that some of the kids, adults, have pneumonia right now, suffering from pneumonia because of the cold. So it's very important that we buy those blankets very fast for the children. But we will continue fundraising, although I know that the most important thing is for you guys that come.
Exactly.
Hi, Victor.
Hi.
Yeah, it's me, Nakawaya Hadija.
Yes,
I think you never seen my face before, but I thought you saw it.
I've seen your face in pictures.
Yes, even in that video. I remember the video. I was the one who was. Victor, nkusaba onyonyole oba odiremu abantu bino byenjogera.
She's requesting that I repeat, I interpret for you, friends, what she's saying.
Olwaleero njagala laga ensi amazima nti UN yennyini yeetwettira go ge mazima.
She would like to tell you that the UNHCR itself is the one killing them.
Kuba njijukira Victor, nze nava Nairobi for almost 1 year nga nsaba obukuumi n'obuyambi nga ngenda ku UN n'okuyingira siyingira.
She was in Nairobi for almost a year. She could not even be let to enter the UNHCR office in Nairobi, and then she came here to Kakuma.
Ekintu kyeringa kimu kye bankolera okuŋŋamba nti obukuumi n'obuyambi nnyina bujja Kakuma, era bankwata ne banteeka mu transit center.
The UNHCR, the only help they could give in way of protection and support was to get her, put her in the transit center, and
ne banteeka mu transit center gye nasanga basiyazi bannange abaali bawera 25. Ne bankuumira eyo emyezi 4 miramba okuva mu November paka mu Gwokubiri.
She was kept in the transit center for 4 months. November to February of this year. And in the transit center, she found about 25 other LGBTQ refugees.
naye obuyambi obulinga obwatuwa kuba twawera bwe batuteeka twawera abasiyazi abawerako nga tuli 25 obuyambi bulinga bwe batuwa okujja otugamba batugenda tuwa $1.5 ogw'Ekenya ayagala afulume atayagala akeyo era batufulumya ku lw'empaka.
So the UN
Imagine.
Were about 25 of them in the transit center. They 12,000 Kenyan shillings, I think. That must be about $110. And they were told to decide whether to leave or to stay.
Era ne batutwala ku kitongole ekya IAS ekigaba ssente Nairobi nga batusayiningisa n'ekipapula nti teriba muntu adda wadde okusaba obuyambi wadde okukola ki era twafuluma era baatuleka awo IAS wennyini ne batugamba buli omu yeenoonye w'alaga.
The UNHCR then took them to the highest organization and they were made to sign a document saying, once you get this help, never come back here.
Era baatusuula awo wennyini emimosa ku IAS ne batuleka awo. Twatambula tuwerako abasiyazi ne twegatta ne akayumba. Naye nga twakabeera mu community just only 4 days twalumbibwa nagenda ku poliisi ne bennali nabo nalipootinga nempalirizibwa okudda class nfune movement pass at least ngende Kakuma gye baŋŋamba ewali obuyambi bwange bwe natuuka class.
So once they hired, once they got that money, put it to got a house and entered the community in, but it was only 4 days that they spent there. And they were attacked by the homophobic, and again they had to leave. And she went and sought for a movement so that she can leave and come to Kakuma.
Victor twatuuka class baatuma movement pass ne bagamba abasiyazi twabakoowa era movement pass baazituma Victor era tetwafuna movement pass.
When they got to RAS offices, they were told they refused to give them those movement passes, and they said, "We are fed up of you homosexuals."
Mwawo nga nakatuuka awo wennyini class nasanga era musiyazi munnange nangamba omanyi bwe baba bakumye movement pass kwate ekkubo ogende ku Red Cross nakwate ekkubo nengenda ku Red Cross era yeyandeeta wane mu camp kyovulanga ngamba UN yennyini yetwettira ffe kennyini yetutta.
Because when the RAS refused to give her a movement pass, a friend advised her to go to the Red Cross, and she went to the Red Cross, the one that brought her to Kakuma Camp. And she adds that is why she says it is the UN itself killing them.
Victor twatuuka wano e Kakuma era obuzibu bwe nasisinkana e Nairobi era bwe buzibu emumu bwe nasisinkana wano e Kakuma ate obuyitirivu okusinga ne Nairobi gye nali gye bansindiikirizanga nga baŋŋamba nti obukuumi n'okuyambibwa ndikusanga Kakuma.
So here in Kakuma, even she experienced more problems. The protection they promised her while in Nairobi, that she'll find it in Kakuma. The situation was even worse in Kakuma.
Twatuuka munda mu reception nga batuleese aba Red Cross baatuleeta mu community gye twasanga obuzibu obungi oba gye nasanga gye baali bampadde ennyumba nga nze olw'okuba nti ennyumba eyange yali kumpi ne ba transgenders nalumbibwanga buli lunaku ne batuuka n'okunsuulira ekipapula mu nnyumba ekiraga nti twakoowa abasiyazi era mwenna mugenda kuttibwa.
So when she got to Kakuma, she was put in a house, and she happened to be a neighbor to transgender people in that area where she was put, and they were attacked almost every day. At some point, she got an anonymous letter from the community saying, "We are fed up of homosexuals. We shall kill you." She's basically telling her story and what she has experienced in Kakuma Camp. So these people were not first attacked on June 19th, as you have heard. This one, she's talking about her attack from long ago when she had just attacked.
Victor,
Yes.
ekipapula baakinsubira mu nnyumba nagenda ku poliisi okusaba obuyambi. Abapoliisi bennyini baŋŋamba genda okwata oyo eyakuteeredde ekipapula mu nnyumba ekiraga nti abasiyazi mwenna abali mu kampu tugenda kubatta kuba twabakoowa. Poliisi yansindika ŋŋende mbakwate basooke bampa obuyambi. Nakwata ekkubo n'enzira gye nnali nsula.
She says that she got that anonymous letter, the death threat, and she took it to the police and reported. Now, when she got to the police told her to go back and find whoever wrote that letter. And once they find whoever wrote that anonymous letter, then they will help her. The UNHCR, the police is there. They put police to help these people. I told you that we have sent UNHCR their reference numbers for them they're talking about. What their cases to the police is not helping them. There she is saying that the police, and she has showed her face. She is telling her story. It means she's ready for the UNHCR to investigate her case. They told her to go back and find her abuser. Yet the abuser was anonymous. And that is the only way they can help her. UNHCR, what don't you get? They have no support. The police you talk about in your statement is not helping. Forget COVID, forget everything. The police is not helping.
Victor, olwokuba saafuna buyambi ku poliisi wadde kinnawalizibwa okgenda ku compound ku mawanga nfune obuyambi eyo gye baatukubira tiyagaasi ne bannange be nasangayo. Baatukuba tiyagaasi ne batukuba emiggo era ne batukwata ffenna ne batuzza mu block 13. Kubanga si we nnali mbeera oba abasinga bonna wano we tuli si we twali tubeera.
Because she got a problem, because she did not get help from the police, she decided to go to a protest at the UNHCR, where they were tear gassed, they were beaten, and the UNHCR brought them to the camp and dumped them at block 13. She said that's not where they used to stay. They were staying in different parts of the camp. But when the UNHCR brought them from that protest at the where they were demanding for protection, the UNHCR, they dumped them at block 13.
Victor awo we baatukwata nga tumaze tiyagaasi atuyiseemu emiggo gituyiseemu ffenna tukubiddwa twadduka oluvannyuma twamala ne tukomawo era ku compound poliisi n'etuvuga n'etuleeta n'etuyiwa mu malaalo. Wetuyiwa mu malaalo ng'abalala babakutte ne babateeka mu reception. Twakwata ekkubo ne tugenda ku reception center wabweru ku gate era we twasula. Enkuba n'etukuba nga tulina abaana wano waliwo abakazi abazadde abalina abaana. Victor, abakazi abalina abaana wadde nze siinaawo wano mwana naye Victor abakazi balina abaana babonaabona wano. Babonaabona ekyenkomerero. UN yennyini teyafuna kisa wadde ogamba kwaliko n'omukazi nakawere ennaku 2 ne bakuba omwana tiyagaasi n'ebibulangiti byonna ne bijja. Awo lwaki sigamba nti UN yetutta nga teyafuna kisa butagamba poliisi kuba tiyagaasi muffe ne batukubakuba emiggo ne batukwata ne batusuula mu malaalo ng'era balinga abatuziikira ddala. Lwaki baali batusuula mu malaalo? Kitegeeza baali batuziika.
It's a lot that she is saying. It's really disturbing, but the UNHCR came and dumped them in a graveyard right there near block 13. And she's talking about how the kids, she doesn't have a child there, but there are women on block 13. And she has seen them suffering. She has seen them being tear gassed at UNHCR. She has seen the suffering. And she has no doubt that the UNHCR is doing this intentionally for their suffering.
Victor kwolwo lwennyini twakwata ekkubo ffeke nnyini nga tetusobola kubeera mu block we baatugambye okututtira. Twaddayo ku reception ku gate ffe we twasula. Era UN yennyini yajja ne poliisi ne batuuni era kennyini ne batugamba mulinnya mmotoka oba temulinnya tugenda kubaddamu tubakole kye twabakozedde ku compound. Twalinnya emmotoka ne batuleeta ne batuyiwa wano. tulumbibwa Victor buli kiro n'emisana UN yennyini neetaswala wadde ovaayo gamba mbu nno tulimba nti gamba mbu naffe abaana ffe twekolera bino ani ayinza okwetema omutwe mubuuzo oyo yenna ali mu UN bw'aba akisobola naye ajja akikole naye yeetema omutwe.
About all the attacks they've been receiving, and she's saying she's disappointed when she sees the UNHCR saying that these things are unfounded, and she is challenging anybody to cut their to hack their head if something that is. She's basically saying the attack.
UN yagala tufiire wano kyeyagala kubanga ebikolwa byonna bye bazze batukolako n'emizannyo gyonna gye batuzannyiddeko kitegeeza baagala ffe bo bennyini be batutta era baagala tutta era musanga omulambo gwange mumanye nti UN yenzise.
UN ojagaza ati olina kyokyajagaza
batujje wano si nze nzekka batujje wano kyokka kye twagala batujje mu Kenya kubanze Nairobi omulundi ogwasooka sa tetwafuna buku ate si nze nzekka ne Juli wuno asobola obyogera kuba nali ne Juli namusanga mu center.
Hadija is basically saying to the UNHCR, please get them out of that place because they are not safe. And she's saying even Nairobi is not safe, but get them out of there and eventually to safety, because she was in Nairobi for a year and she faced the same problems. That to say, get her others out of Ghana.
Thank you, Victor.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hey, Julie,
Yes.
you still survive. You.
I'm speechless, Victor.
I know.
Yeah, what I want to say to you, in a team of basketball, when you get a ball, it's you who decide what to do with it. You either drop it and run with it and score. If you can't run with this ball, let it drop it and let some other people who can pick it, use it, score it. But we are fed up, Victor. It has been I don't know whether you know this. Have you ever Googled? Do you know Kakuma?
I have never been to Kakuma, but the little I hear, 2014, it's enough for me. And I can imagine what you experiences Kakuma every day is feeling, because it's already terrible in my heart to just hear what you're going through.
Kakuma alone, without home forms and what have you, it's a disaster. It's hell on earth.
The food, I know how often. I used to buy pads a long time ago for the girls in Kakuma in 2015. I know about the scorpion and the snakes and the sickness and everything for everybody. But the phobia that you guys are going through, transphobia, without protection, makes you a special case in Kakuma Camp. But there are all those problems that every refugee faces. And yet, they are specific problems facing perpetrated by other refugees. How can the UNHCR think that you...
Victor, Kakuma is bad, and we are in danger. Today, if I die today, I have 2 dependent kids. And they can talk. I think sometime back, you had my son. He wants to kill himself. He tells me every day, Mom, what the hell are we doing here? The kids don't sleep. They have nightmares. They wake up and start running. They think that every day we are going to be burnt. They want to die, kids who know nothing about life. How about these big people? If big adults can get money, how about kids, small kids? If UN can stand and tell the world that we fake this, how can kids fake to break their hands anyway? can women crack their heads or decide to damage their eyes? You know, ladies likes their faces like nothing. How can women damage their faces? What do you
Exactly.
to this ball? If we cannot tell, if they can evacuate, if they can't evacuate us, let them drop it. Let other people who can help us, because we are going to die here, honestly. We don't
Thank
know
you so
what
much.
else.
Thank you so much, Julie. And I'm sorry and say good night because I know how the situation is right there. Thank you,
Victor,
Gilbert, Bashir,
just
and
before you
men.
go,
Yes,
Victor,
yes,
you
please.
know, I just wanted to give you a one opportunity to see this as you close your show, to see
Okay.
while we sleep.
Yes,
This is something I want to show your audience. This is the
yes.
protection that we have from UNHCR. That is the protection that UNHCR has given us. People sleeping outside. Now, why won't a homophobe attack? Why won't a homophobe? You look at those places, that's where we sleep. Because we talk about how dire the situation is, and some people don't seem to understand it. We try to impress it upon the world, and they have no clue. It's like a pigsty. You see those children without a mosquito net. But that's the least of our worries, Victor. You know, we are trying to show the world that UNHCR is a ghost. He has a weapon with him, but look where he's sleeping. It's like on a dustbin. Why is you see that house? Is that a house? Is that not a house? Now, I'm standing in front of the door, but when you look across, there is another door. That is protection, really? I wanted. Victor, you have an understanding what we are saying. This place was once decent, but it has been brought to its knees by the attacks. All these people are exposed through the night. It's threatening to rain right now. Now they will all literally stand until it stops raining. What kind of protection is that? UNHCR says we are comfortable. There was an incident reported. Does this look like an incident or hell? It's a big shame on an institution that claims to be protecting refugees. I wanted to give you this for people to understand that their donations could make a difference. But to call on the UNHCR to protect the lives it has been entrusted with. They have resources. How can they be so heartless? How can people live like this and still claim that refugees are real people? Really? Do we look like real people to you, Victor? Do we really? I could go round and round and round. But what difference does it make? This is what UNHCR doesn't want you to see. This is what UNHCR doesn't want anybody else to see. That is the only toilet that is available. Really, Victor? Are we humans? Or are we being treated like animals? When people speak in front of cameras and just shed tears, this is not a joke, Victor. This situation is appalling. It's terrible. So please have an insight in what goes on here. Let the world see firsthand. They claim that we are lying. They claim, can they disprove this? Let them come and show you those fancy apartments where we sleep. We sleep here, Victor. This is the life that we go through. Where they claim there is an ambulance on standby. How do you protect all these people who are sleeping outside exposed like this? Even if you brought a patrol car here, how can you protect them? The kind of dangers they're exposed to by sleeping outside, in terms of health and in terms of exposure to homophobes, is too much. Victor, I have no more to say. You've seen firsthand for yourself. I sincerely hope that this will not only change the perception of those who call themselves human rights defenders, of those who claim they stand with the refugees, those who claim that they are there to fight for justice, to fight for humanity. We are ignored by the mainstream human rights organizations, the mainstream human rights defenders. Victor, you will go down in history as a hero that exposed Kakuma to the world. This man here, let him speak for himself because he's an adult.
Hello.
Oh, this one had the surgery. Yes, how are you? How are you feeling now?
Sinafuna bulungi era bulungi nkyalumizibwa lw'embeera nkyali ku sajjala eyankolwako olw'obulumi ennumbwa gye baatulumbamu wano n'enkubwa.
He's still in pain. He been seeing doctors, thanks to those who have been donating, who have been contributing financially. He had a surgery, but he says he's still in a lot of pain, and it all comes from the attacks. Yes, sir.
Bwe twaddayo mu ddwaliro baatugamba nti eri yabadde emergency tekyaddayo tuyamba. Kati emergency neebanga ekumyawo kati obulumi nesigala nabwo ogw'omanye ekyavaamu ekinaakuluma. Mu mbeera efaanaganako bw'etyo. Ye gye tuyitamu sula bweru n'akafaliso ke nalina baakaluutinga mu mbeera efaanaganako bw'etyo.
So he's going through that and is outside with that kind of wound from a surgery and no mattress. Guys, it's difficult because but there is another one probably with a head injury. There's another one with a broken hand. You know, it is difficult. But just look at that kind of life that somebody came out of surgery and they're sleeping outside. And they got their from attacks, from the failure of the UNHCR to protect them. It is you and me now. Because they went to the hospital in the camp, they gave him first aid. When he went back in the because of the pain after the first treatment, they told him that they could only deal with the emergency. That is why you and me are paying for him to go to the mission hospital. This is ridiculous. Mukwano kankusabire nti nno onodde engulu yogera n'abo abakulu bamwawo olabe nti no bakujjanjaba n'owona. Tujja kukola kyonna ekisoboka okulaba bajjanjaba.
Katonda akkirize naawe weebala omulimu gw'otukolera tugusiima ne bw'okola nabo. Abantu
bangi ababaagala. There are so many people that really love you guys. It's just because they can't.
Mutulwanirire tulabe nga tuwona Kakuma wano embeera mbi.
You will be okay. Bangi balwana. People are fighting for you. Just that they won't come on camera like me. But many, I'm not alone. Okay? All right.
Victor, we want to thank you very much.
Yes. And
That's
thank you.
it from us.
Sorry. We are aware that some people have been intimidated by UNHCR officials, and we will still follow on that story of intimidating people speaking out the truth. It is not okay. The truth is what sets this world free. So we know that I know some people who have been intimidated. UNHCR, okay, and some human rights organizations. But we will keep following this.
Thank you
you
so
so
much.
Thanks for being the voice. We'll be in touch. I salute you. Yes. Yeah. Yes. That is where we are at. For those of you who have trusted us, please, we request you to continue supporting them. We request you to write those letters to the UNHCR. We request all those therapists, counselors, and doctors out there. We still need your help. Thank you to those who are already helping. There's a lot of trauma in that camp, from children and I know and adults. There's a lot of trauma. The wounds, you see, that was an injury from June 19. It did not bleed, but because of the hitting there, this person had to undergo surgery. Thank you to those who are giving help, who are providing the little dollars, $5, $20, $50, whatever is helpful, because we are able to take them to hospital. You have heard that when he in particular went back to the to the Clinic 7, which is the UNHCR, whatever hospital, government, and whatever hospital, they were told they could only deal with the emergency, meaning the first aid bit of it. They could not help further. The UNHCR says that there is good treatment for these people in their statements. There is a human rights organization that says there is good treatment for these people, but we know that you have to have a specific letter from that human rights organization in order to get treatment. And to get that letter, you have to sign documents, which some of these refugees do not believe that they should be signing and giving away every right of theirs. So thank you to all those who have stood with these people. Thank you for the dollars that you give. They count a lot. Thank you for the letters you're writing to the UNHCR. We are not backing down. We will keep talking until some sense is counted in us. I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. And I urge you to talk to the refugees so that you get their part of the story. You can talk to me. I have testimonies that I have compiled, a report, 41 pages, that I sent to the UNHCR together with the people that have helped me collect those stories. The UNHCR has these stories. All they need to do is to prove us wrong, prove these refugees wrong. The refugees are saying we are ready to tell our story. The UNHCR is saying they are exaggerating and stuff like that, and actually they are the perpetrators. We need proof that this is what is happening. Without that proof, save people from that kind of torture. Doctors are reporting about what is happening in Kakuma Camp. Thank you all. We will close with what Purity has says. It says, intimidation isn't actually a virtue. Purity adds, choosing you beyond politics is a huge virtue. It's a huge virtue regardless. Thank you, everybody. And for those of you who have a wonderful weekend. For my friends in Kakuma, we will keep standing with you in those situations. We cannot feel what you feel when we stand with you. We love you. And a lot of us believe you. Adios.